My name's Adam Brazendale, and in this module we'll be looking at weight management with the use of CBT techniques. When we talk about weight management, what springs to your mind? Is it being on a strict diet where we limit our fat, protein and carbs? Some people will think about replacing meals with calorie-controlled shakes or eating a limited number of calories for so many days a week. Whatever springs to mind for you, ultimately it's about losing weight and keeping the weight off. When we join the diet groups, we can become fixated on a plan for a while, and then we either slip back into old ways or we just can't live our lives fully on such a restricted diet. Have you ever thought that the way you think and feel can have an impact on what and how we eat? When we start on a diet, we're full of good intentions and make promises to ourselves that we will be good. So what goes wrong? Have you ever stopped and thought about what made you eat that sweet treat? People that tend to eat different types of food for many different reasons. For me, I love chocolate and cakes, and noticed that I'd use any excuse to treat myself. If I was feeling low, I'd make myself feel better with a cake, or if I did something that I was proud of, I'd treat myself to a chocolate bar. Does any of this resonate or sound familiar to you? I'd also eat when I was bored. I'd find that if I was busy, I'd just grab something to snack on. Do you think we could be setting ourselves up to fail by using the words diet and treats? If we were to eat for the pure purpose of fueling our body and only eating when we are hungry, then no food should be off limit. Is it about everything in moderation? So, how can we help ourselves? Firstly, we need to look at the new approach as a lifestyle change, and as with all change, we need to take it slowly. We need to set goals. A great way to set a goal is to think of the word SMART. This means the goal should be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and time limited. So, for example, start with one goal such as eating fruit instead of a dessert. By doing this, it ticks all the boxes of the SMART goal, but with regards to the time limit element, you could say to yourself, I'll do this for 4 weeks before I introduce something else. The next thing is to look at the emotional element of the lifestyle change. We should be kind to ourselves rather than being judgmental. We need to notice if we choose a piece of cake over a piece of fruit, what it was that stood in our way. What kind of emotions were we experiencing and what physical barriers set us off kilter. It is a good idea to write a food diary and log what we eat, when, what we were doing and our emotions. By doing this, we can see if there are any patterns. I know that sometimes I fail to plan meals. I know I work late on a Wednesday, but each week I go to work knowing I will be hungry when I get in and don't prepare a meal beforehand. On screen now is a sample of a food diary. It asks you to complete the date and time you ate, what you ate, who you were with, where you were, and your thoughts. Now you can see a food diary that is filled in by Kelly. As you can see, she had great intentions at the beginning of the day where she was thinking positively and had cereal. As you can see, she then went through a drive-through with Jane and she had a muffin because Jane's looked good. Then at lunchtime, she decided to have a burger, fries and ice cream. And her reasoning was, I've blown it today, so might as well start again tomorrow. At this point, Kelly had started to think negatively. She had seen the muffin as a no-go food and had been highly critical of herself. She thought she had blown it, so continued on that cycle for the rest of the day. What do you think Kelly had done differently? She decided to have the muffin. Was that so bad? As I said earlier, everything in moderation. Being kind to yourself is the key. It's when we jump onto the negative thoughts about ourselves that we then spiral. An alternative thought could have been, I enjoyed the muffin this morning and I'm going to choose something healthier for lunch. So, by setting ourselves SMART goals and completing a thought diary, we can help ourselves take control of our eating habits. As with any habit though, it takes practice. Don't be hard on yourself. Praise yourself for the good choices and take it one meal at a time. Thank you for joining me today.